Joining us on The Informer via Zoom, an award-winning hairdresser. Her name is Dee Parker Atwood, and I know you through Weaselman. I also know you through Schwarzkopf. But tell us some more, Dee Parker, and welcome to The Informer. You've had a very busy year.
Yes, hi, thank you for having me. I've had a very busy year. So 2019, I won Australian Hairdresser of the Year. Hair Expo, so that was one of my lifetime achievement. That's what I ever wanted to do, so I got that award. And then in 2020, so earlier this year, I was very privileged. I went to Spain. I was a finalist, and I won the International Avant-Garde Hairdresser of the Year, so over in Spain. So.
And you were in Spain as Europe was falling to this contagion called COVID-19. What did you make of it?
Look, we were, pretty unaware when we went. We knew that there was simmering with the virus started to happen. We didn't notice it too much in Spain. There was no social distancing or anything. It was too early in the piece. But I'll have to say there was a big shift while we were there. We were watching it on the international TV. It was unfolding. And I noticed the difference on the way back on the plane. Most of the people had masks on. The whole world was becoming a little bit uneasy during that time.
So what was it like when you got back home? Did you think we were safe and we were a long way away from the rest of the world? And then suddenly it came to Australia.
Yeah, I think that we're a little bit, I sort of got home and I thought, wow, it's because I could, it was very consuming on the news over there, that it was especially, a lot of the European channels Italy went down. And then we got home and it just started to just basically fire, and it was just roller coasting out of control. And, I knew that it was going to be a worldwide, all the experts that I listened to, they said that it was going to be a worldwide issue, and here we are. So, we are a long way away, but because of the way that we travel, we're not really a long way away anymore.
Correct, absolutely. That's a very good point that you make. We're international travellers now, and it's not that long to go from one end of the world to the other. Dee Parker, tell me, one of the things that you would have struck you was how quickly Victoria shut down.
Oh, absolutely. It came at, the first time, this is our second, as a business owner, our second lockdown in our business. And the first lockdown was by choice. And that's because the clients, everyone was very concerned about their own personal health and safety.
Yep.
And we felt that. Also our staff felt that they didn't want to work. They didn't want to touch people, because essentially we're in the industry where we touch people, and we also are very close, and we're within the 1.5 radius of people at all times. And we have a very busy salon, so we have over 20 staff. So there is a lot of masses of people. And it felt like the first time it was our choice, and we were in control because it was the right thing to do, we felt, for our business and our staff and our clients. And the second time, we went back to work with all, the PPE and all the new legislation, and we embraced that because we really just wanted it to be open. And we were happy that we could trade. And to be honest, financially, us being open for that period of time in the middle is what saved us this time around when we were forced to close.
So tell me something, what do you want to see now? We are getting close to this roadmap out of what has been a stage 4 lockdown in Victoria. What do you want to see, and what would you like to tell government? Are they moving fast enough to assist?
Well, actually, George, before you, I was actually in another Zoom call with government. I'm actually the president of the Hair and Beauty Association of Australia. So I'm actively been involved with that. And my counterpart was very active in getting beauty open, because we also represent beauticians as well. That was a great win for us to get beauty open that little bit earlier on the 26th of October. I asked just then the government representatives, I said, can you see us? I know a lot of my friends in the industry say, oh, they could open us earlier. And I guess one of my questions was, is there any chance, any possibility of the way that we're traveling right now with the numbers of us opening earlier? And we're actually on track. But we are not killing it as far as reducing those numbers. So at this stage, I think that realistically, it will be the 26th of October. And I guess, when we open, just having the support and knowing how we are to open safely for the confidence of the clients so that they return, and also the confidence of the staff.
Now, you're part of an organisation. How many members are there in your sector?
Oh, there's many. Oh, I don't know. Isn't that terrible for the president? I'll have to get back to you on that.
Oh, no,
but
but
many.
The reason I'm asking is because I can imagine now many of them, a great many of them, whether the business has been open or not, they've had to pay rent, they've had to pay electricity, they've had to pay payroll tax, and all manner of red tape that goes along with running a business. Have you had a chance in those talks with government to get some assistance, to get maybe landlords or maybe some of the banks to think a little differently about maybe sharing the risk and trying to help everybody to, when the doors open, they can not only get back, but they can get back without having this terrible sword of Damocles hanging over their shoulders saying, you've got to pay up or else?
Well, I think we were talking about the rents today, because the thing that's a little bit disappointing is that nothing is law with the rent. And it is really, at this stage, it's negotiation between you and your landlord. We've been very lucky on a personal level that they have done a complete 50% discount. And then other people that were involved in this meeting earlier today haven't even heard back from their landlords as far as asking for support or discount. So, something that would be like a legal thing, but I think it's probably a little bit too late now for anything to be, put in that aspect. I mean, look, to be honest with you, George, without JobKeeper, many of my friends, and including myself, our businesses would have closed. It is really sad.
That gives you a really good, clear sense of just how big an impact COVID has been on the industry. And one of the things that we touched on, and I hear constantly, in your line of work, you spend many hours with your clients, and you talk about the safety of your clients and the surety that's absolutely key. They come to you more for the I think the company sometimes. They also come to unload. They come to you guys to be their mother confessor and their storyteller and everything else. So you have multiple roles, not only a hairstylist and beauticians and everything, but you play a tremendous role in the mental health of your clientele, I'm sure. Because I know that from my friends watching them, when they have an appointment with their hairdresser, it's a really big deal, and the last thing they want to do is miss a booking.
Well, it's true. I mean, we really make people feel better. And, and especially, I notice people that are not having their hair done, looking in the mirror and seeing grey hair or brown hair, or the men on television and on the radio, you hear them talk all the time about being scruffy and looking, the way you look is so important to how you feel. And I think that we're lucky that we're in the industry, that we can do something that makes people feel so much better. I have been listening during this time a lot to podcasts, and I think that London has been a real influence for me in the UK, because they've just come out of a 4-month lockdown. And they were saying about hair salons that, hairdressing and beauticians is an addiction to a lot of people. Having your hair cut is an addiction. Because it's been so long, we're breaking that addiction. So we don't know really what our business will look like the other side either. People may have got used to doing their own hair from the supermarket with the colour, or having a friend trim it down the road. And, there's a lot of uncertainty in our industry. Yes, we will be busy initially, but what are we going to look like in the long term? Because again, a lot of our clients have lost their jobs, or their husbands lost their jobs, or they've been, reduced hours. So, it's going to become a real luxury. It'll be a necessity for some people, but for some people it will become a real luxury to have your hair done.
You mentioned bookings. Are bookings money in the bank to, hairdressers and beauticians? Absolutely.
And the thing about this too, that we're in deep in discussions with. There's so much protocol now, which is great with COVID, and we have to have a COVID plan.
Yep.
But that is a lot of time in between each service, cleaning, wiping, washing, what have you. And also with social distancing, we're such a big salon, a group of staff in such a small place, we can't have all our staff on at the same time. So we have to roster everybody, and we can't have our salon running at capacity. Our salon is running at 50% capacity just because we need to abide by the rules and the new, laws with the PPE.
Yeah.
So, it's difficult, and that we're excited to go back, and we're wrapped. But with that, it won't be bang straight away into it making money again. It'll take us a long time to recover.
Well, I hope that people are listening. I hope that people in important positions, whether they be the banks, government, landlords, whatever, all are listening, because only together can we go forward and help to recover from what has been a tremendous drain, not only on every city, but the whole country of Australia. Dee Parker-Attwood, thank you so very much. Once again, congratulations for the number of accolades and awards. Maybe there's another one coming. Have you put your hand up? So. Have you put your hand up for another awards this year, or is the Hair Expo going to be delayed like so many other things?
Everything is delayed because we can't, have anything with multiple numbers of people. So everything's delayed. So it's like a year off, and it's like I'm trying to take advantage of this time, as I say to all my peers, and just have a well-deserved once-in-a-lifetime rest that we've never had. So
enjoy the break. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Dee Parker-Attwood giving us a sense of what life's like when you're having to run a very important hairdressing salon or a beautician's salon. Tremendous work, and we wish them every success going forward. Thank you, Dee Parker. See you later. Thank you for being patient too.
My pleasure. Thanks.
All the best. Bye-bye.